Hey there guys, Luke here with the Outdoor Gear Review. I hope you're all doing well. Today for this episode, well, for one thing, there's a winter storm coming in. Two, we're going to camp in it. This may be winter's last hurrah. Who knows? Maybe our last winter storm for the year? We shall see. Now, I just got here to Lone Wolf Mountain and already the snow is coming down. It wasn't supposed to start for a couple more hours, but just coming up the mountain here, it's been like heavy shower, it'll stop. Heavy shower, then it'll stop. So right now, it's kind of coming down. It's a little bit wet. What I want to do, what I have to do, is get my shelter set up right now. With this winter storm, they are projecting 3 to 5 inches. It's supposed to be a quick but heavy 6-hour snowstorm. It's an Alberta clipper coming in. So for this trip, we're going to have some snow, we are going to have some winds, nothing too extreme, maybe 30 miles an hour, something like that, especially up here on top of the ridge. With that being the case, we need a 4-season tent, and that is exactly what we have right here. And when I'm talking about we, I'm talking about you, I'm talking about me, because we are in this together. This is our adventure. This tent right here is the Mountain Hardware Hunker 1 tent. This tent is... It's either loved or it's hated. And people don't hate it because it's a bad tent. People hate it because it's very expensive. People love it because it's a great tent. It's a 4-season tent. It also kind of has a cool little history to it. This was made for the Navy SEALs. Was it ever used by the Navy SEALs? I have no idea. But that is what it was made for. So people who like tactical military style gear love it. Then of course you have the other group of individuals who don't fully understand what this tent is for, why it's so expensive. And when I say expensive, I believe this tent costs maybe $400 something right now. I believe that you can still find it online. It is a fairly uncommon tent. It is a tent that I have used in some serious winter storms. 15 plus inches of snow and sleet. No problem. Gosh, I love it. I love wintertime. It's a shame that it's almost over. With this trip here, it really might be the last bit of snow that we get. Who knows? But it's definitely possible. It sure does feel good to be out of the house. This is exactly what my soul needs, my inner wolf. Just a lot going on in my life right now. The same as anybody else. Everybody has a lot going on in their lives, right? Now with this tent here, this is a single wall tent. And what that means is that you have one layer of fabric protecting you from the outside world. And when you have a single wall tent like this one, there's a number of pros and cons that come along with it. The same goes for a double wall tent. The pros for a single wall tent are fairly obvious. It's going to be quicker to set up in most cases, not always. Sometimes it will be lighter, yes. The con really is condensation, because you only have this one wall for your moisture to go through. So oftentimes with a single wall tent, you will have to deal with condensation. You will have to get creative with airflow. Now with that being said, I have this sleeping bag right here, and this really works well in conjunction with a bivvy or with a single wall tent like this, because this is the Marmot Sawtooth sleeping bag, and this has a highly water resistant shell fabric. So it can come into contact with the sides of your tent, it can get wet, and yet the down will not get wet. All right, well, I've got my pack on. We're gonna leave the camp for a little bit. I'm gonna head out and show you guys an interesting find. Also, we'll stop by this tree up here, grab some needles for some tea, then we're going to get a small fire going. Now folks, what type of tree is this? I'll give you two options, spruce or pine. What is your answer? Go ahead and put it down below because I'm going to tell you right now. Now with spruce and pine, they really can look similar. The differences really come from the needles themselves and the bark. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Now with this tree, this is a pine tree. This is not spruce. With spruce, the needles are extremely stiff. They're also about 1 inch long. With pine, they can grow much longer, as you can see here. They're also very bendable, very flexible, as you can see. Since the pine tree has such long needles, when the wind blows, you can hear this whisper going through them. We'll take some of these needles for my tea. Oh yeah. Now when it comes to the bark, the spruce tree is typically rough. With the pine tree, it's typically smooth when it's young. When it gets older though, it gets rough. Like I said, it can be difficult to tell them apart. The secret really is to look at the needles themselves. Now when I was hiking up the mountain today, I went a different way than I usually do. This piece of property is huge, so right now I'm on a part of it that I don't usually go on. I just haven't had a real good reason to explore it yet. I will, but like I said, it's very large. Anyway, so I came across a kill site for a deer. I've been on this part of the property before, and I haven't noticed this. Maybe it was covered up with leaves, covered up with snow, who knows, but check it out. Rib bones, jawbone of the deer. All right, everybody, I think my tea should be ready to drink. It's been steeping for a while. Oh gosh, that smells amazing. It really does. And I can tell it's too hot for me to drink. Now when it comes to making tea from spruce or pine, you do have to be careful. You really do need to know what you're doing, because with just pine alone, there's over 100 different varieties, and some of them are toxic. So don't just go out there and start grabbing thinking that you're going to make some tea, because you can make yourself extremely sick. Research it, learn the differences between the different varieties. It's just too hot. I want to, but I can't. Oh, it's been spitting a little bit of snow here and there. It's coming down just a little bit. Honestly, it's not that cold. It really isn't. They say it's not really going to kick in until later on tonight. We shall see, right? Time for a small snack. I'm not going to spoil my dinner, which I think I'll wait for sundown to come, then come back here, get a fire going, tell you guys a story. I have a true story for you all tonight, and it's something that I'd like for you all to think about, because it's a really cool story. It's a story that's gone around in this neck of the woods here. It's something that I'm sure that some people have heard this before. It's just really cool, though. Oh, man. Cheers, guys. Pine tea is absolutely amazing for your body, as long as you don't have the toxic variety. It's packed full of vitamin C. It's like 4 or 5 times more vitamin C than a lemon, they say. Tons and tons of vitamin A. You can use it to make an antiseptic as well. I mean, it really is amazing. All right. Time to head back to the tent for a little while. Might as well relax. That's what this is all about. Now with the Hunker 1 tent, you can see with this design that you will have some snow building up on top. And this was something that I was worried about when I first got this tent. But I can tell you guys that this thing really does handle snow load well. All you have to do is just barely tap it and it slides all the way down through here and comes out of here. It's pretty cool. You might be able to see that now. It all works its way down and comes out right here. Well, it is definitely a sleet storm right now. It's actually getting pretty nasty out there. Just ice all over the place. It's kind of getting slick. Even just a walk on. So, I mean, the day is still pretty young. We have multiple hours before it gets dark. I've already eaten. I had some tea. I'm just going to kick back and relax a little bit. Unwind, I suppose, right? There is something so soothing about the sound of sleet and snow and rain peppering down on top of your tent. I might even try to get a nap in. I've been hearing some howling. It sounds like a wolf. It doesn't sound like a coyote. Oh gosh, I love it. Oh geez. Well, it's starting to get pretty dark. There's just a little bit of light left outside. The storm started off as sleet. It switched over to snow. It's kind of peppered everything. Everything's a little bit white right now. And it kind of sounds like it's back to sleet again. But it's about time for dinner. About to go start a fire. And we'll get to our story for the night. It is definitely snowing away now, my friends. It is coming down pretty darn good. This is exactly what I wanted. One final hoorah with winter. I love it. I really do. It's actually quite a coincidence that we've heard a wolf howl, because that has something to do with my story tonight. You will see soon enough. Woo! I have to say that I have truly enjoyed the day. I took a short little nap inside of the tent. I didn't have any coffee, so the short little nap should balance everything out. Maybe. We'll see. But, yeah. I mean, it's snowing, it's beautiful right now. It's not very windy. It's not very cold. Perfect conditions. It really is. Now, friends, as I mentioned, hearing that wolf really does go hand in hand with the story that I have to tell you tonight. Now, this story was told to me by my great-grandfather a long time ago when I was a little kid. And I am sure that other people have heard this story as well. Now, for me, this story has stuck with me my entire life. And it really goes hand in hand with the motto, strength and honor, that I put into every single episode. Now, this will give you a little bit of insight as to why that is there. Now, with this story, it is called The Two Wolves. My grandfather told this to me, and he said that his grandfather told it to him. And like I said, it has really stuck with me all my life. An old Cherokee was sitting down talking with his grandson, and he told his grandson that inside of each of us, there's a battle going on between two wolves. One of the wolves is evil. It's essentially anger, jealousy, greed, resentment, lies, and ego. The other wolf is good, and it's joy, happiness, honor, and truth. It is kindness and empathy. The boy thought about this for a while, and then he asked his grandfather, "Which wolf wins?" And his grandfather replied, "The one that you feed." That is why I find that story so cool, and that's why I have the wolf as the symbol of the Outdoor Gear Review, the strength and the honor. I think it's really cool and interesting how the different Native American cultures, what they thought about the wolf, what it meant to them. They all had a different view on it, but in just about all of them, the wolf was revered. I'm curious, what is your totem animal? What is it that you live by on a day-to-day basis? You know, really, it goes beyond that. It's not just my grandfather's wisdom, but it's also my father's as well. My father is an incredible role model. He's the best man I have ever met. And I mean that, not just because he's family, but because, I mean, he is the kindest, most gentle individual I have ever met. There's not a single person on this planet who doesn't love Pops. And Dad, if you happen to watch this video, I love you, my friend. I love you. I've been thinking about our next overnight trip, and I want to get your opinions on this. What do you guys think about a multi-day bushcraft trip? Making a serious structure. Not something really, really quick, but something that takes a couple of days, something more substantial. I've been kicking around a couple of ideas, and one thing that I like to do in my spare time is come up with interesting and new shelters. So I have one inside of my head right now that's pretty darn awesome. I'm sure you're wondering what is for dinner, and that is some Mountain House Chili Mac. Oh yeah! I've put extra water in it so I could just basically just drink it right from the bag. Gosh, it is so hot though. Jeez. Now, to be honest, my friends, I wasn't sure that this trip was going to happen. I have a lot going on in my life right now. Some of it is extremely stressful. You know, but the truth is that really is life. I'm not going to get into it because, you know, you guys probably don't want to hear about it. I really don't feel like talking about it. It involves a family member, someone who's not immediate but still fairly close, and I just hate it for them. I don't know. I just feel bad for them, I guess. I wish there was something more that I can do. You know, the truth is that really is life right there. Life is a series of ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. It really is. Ride the wave. It's all about how you can handle it and make it through the day. Okay. We're getting closer. Okay. We are getting closer to being able to eat. Guys, it smells amazing. I am glad that I am the only one in that tent tonight after all these beans. My brother, he just sent me a bunch of text messages here, and I'm going to read them to you because they're pretty funny. And I think every man has been in this situation before. Okay, he sent me a message, and he says, "Guess what? I just learned that I am really good at ... breaking things." And I said, "Oh yeah? What'd you break?" And he says, "You see, his wife, she purchased a new faucet for the bathroom, for the shower. He says it's one of those handle units. She installed it, and everything worked fine, except that it continuously leaked. So she asked him if he would fix it and tighten it up. Well, he went to work on it and apparently tightened it so much that it broke the pipe coming out of the wall. And now there is nothing to attach the faucet to. So he says it's like taking a shower with a garden hose." That's pretty darn funny. I asked him, "So is your wife impressed, you know, with your improvements?" And he says, "Oh, ... she was ... angry." Shoot. Like I said, every man has been there before. I promise you. And if you haven't, you will be. Alright. It is dinner time, no matter what. Let's go there. That is amazing. I will be eating Mountain House meals for a very, very long time. A couple of months back, and I don't remember if it was like a holiday sale or something, but on Amazon, my wife found like these gigantic buckets full of Mountain House meals. And I don't remember like how many days worth of food. It was quite a bit in each bucket. So she ordered these things ridiculously cheap. So I have like 4 of those things. So I have Mountain House meals probably until 3 years from now. Of course, they make excellent, emergency meals, but for backpacking, gosh, they really do rock. People often ask me, why don't I really cook when I'm out backpacking? And the truth is that I don't want to deal with the cleanup. Plain and simple. I guess you could say that I'm lazy, but I prefer to spend my time, talking with friends, or, watching the snow fall, or hiking that extra 20 minutes than I do cooking a big meal. I'd rather just boil the water, throw it in the bag, and eat. It's all about convenience for me. It feels pretty good to be laying down again. Ready to sleep another 12 hours, you know what I mean? It's about 9:30 right now, so 10 o'clock in the morning is pretty late in the day, so I doubt I'll be sleeping 12 hours. But it's still just pouring the snow. It's beautiful, just straight down. Love it. I've seen storms like this drop, 5, 10 inches. Just straight down, pour and pile up. Right now, I'm really thinking about that story. The 2 wolves. Yeah. Which one will you feed, my friends? Which one will you feed? Well, everybody, I'm turning in. I will see you guys in the morning in the AM. Oh, man. What time is it? Alright, guys. It is 11 o'clock, 11:01 p.m. Just got a phone call from my brother. He was coming home from work. He's been working late, and he's stuck basically at the base of the mountains here. It's too snowy. He can't make it up. So it looks like I'm going to have to go and pick him up. He is, he's stuck in his car, but, said he was coming up the mountain and just started spinning, come to a standstill. He was able to back it down onto the side of the road there, and that's where he's at right now. So, let's see. Gosh. I guess I'm gonna have to pack up. It's a good hour drive to go get him from here. I'm just foggy-headed right now. Trying to think of what I need to do. I guess I'm gonna just have to pack up everything. It's still snowing outside. It's coming down pretty good, too. So, okay. I guess I've been sleeping for about 2 hours. This is definitely an interesting turn. This is not what I expected. I better get going. This is going to take a lot of work to break everything down at nighttime. Yeah. Family comes first. I gotta go. Alright, buddy. I am about to pack up so I can come get you, period. It'll take me about 15 minutes to get all my gear together and get down to the bottom of the mountain, period. I will text you when I'm on my way. Gosh, to be honest with you, I pretty much have a headache already. Something about waking up this abruptly and then getting to work Makes your brain hurt. The truth is, there are people who are closer to my brother than I am, like my father. I'd rather run out there, grab my brother myself than have him have to get up, you know what I mean? It's just the right thing to do. Folding all this stuff up inside of this tent is rather difficult, to be honest with you. This is not a large tent at all. It was not designed for comfort. With that being said, though, I like it a lot. Ah, man, what a beautiful snow. Alright, that took about 20 minutes. Oh gosh. You know, my friends, it is a pretty good skill to have, being able to pack up in the dark. Not only do you need to be able to set up your tent in the dark, but you need to be able to pack it up as well. It's still coming down pretty good. It's really, really fine. It's kind of slick. It's really wet. I wish there was a place to stop at and get some coffee. You know, that's the bad part about living in such a small town. There's no place to get coffee at midnight. In the car, ready to go find my brother. It's gonna take about an hour of driving to get there. It's snowing pretty good right now. Wish me luck. Woo-ah. Alright guys, well, I just got home, 2:30 in the morning. I was able to pick up my brother, take him home, get here, and everybody is A-OK, so that's great. I'm absolutely beat. My back hurts from just sitting here for so long. I'm going in. I want a cup of coffee, but I'm going to bed. Without a doubt, this trip did not go according to plan, but yet I really did have a great time. Guys, I appreciate you staying with me, for watching, commenting, supporting the channel. I will see you guys around. Strength and honor. Take care. Be well.